He knows our needs. When I say something like that, he knows our needs, the first thing that comes to mind is when the Lord provided for Elijah. Remember when he sent the ravens? He sent Elijah away to a brook or a small stream, and the ravens came to feed him. And then remember when that brook dried up at just the right time, when a certain widow and her young son were literally about to eat their final meal, and her words, and lay down and die, right? The Lord knew. He knew Elijah's needs. He knows the widow and her son's needs. And then he sent Elijah, you know the story. And though they had just a teeny bit of oil and flour left, remember, Elijah said, here, go make me a loaf of bread. And then with what you have left, it will not dry up until the rain comes again. And the Lord provided. She had enough oil and flour supernaturally until rains came back to the land. Side note, interesting how she gave something to the servant of God first, right? It just automatically, for me, as our family being believers and tithers, I automatically think how cool that she gave, right, as unto the Lord first, and then she was sustained. So now I want to share a story. Now, okay, I just started with an awesome word from the Lord, a story from his word. This one was not life and death, all right? But it still is a really awesome testimony of him knowing our needs and caring about even the small stuff. We were in the living room, my husband and I, with our 4 daughters, and we said, hey, let's sit down and have some family time right now. And we wanted to ask them, what's a dream that you have in your heart for this year? For you individually, and then a family dream, something you want to see the family do over the next couple of years. And we just wanted to take some time to hear their hearts. It was special, and honestly, it was the first time we did it like that. So if you have a family, kids, grandkids, it's really neat. I would recommend it to sit down and just hear their hearts. What's a dream you have? Well, I got to tell you, I was a little surprised by the answers of our 2 eldest daughters. Both of them said, Grace is 10 and Joyce is 8. Well, my dream is I want to learn to sew this year. Well, that surprised this mama. Number 1, I can repair buttons that pop off, but sadly, I'm just going to put it all out here. I don't know how to sew. I don't have a sewing machine. And to hear both of them say they wanted to learn to sew, I thought that was awesome. But we don't have sewing machines, and how are we going to make this happen? And we said, oh, okay. And then we heard the rest of the dreams from Elizabeth, and then the family dreams. So David said, why don't we all pray right now? And he thanked the Lord. He said, Lord, thank you that you know our needs and you know our dreams, and that you're going to just provide what we need with the things that we do need. And we explained to the girls, hey, sometimes the Lord says yes, sometimes he says no, sometimes he says wait a while, but let's believe in faith. And then it was a short time later that evening, David said, hey, Jesse, did you order some detergent for our dishwasher? Because remember, I told you we were almost out. We're out. We only have enough literally for tonight, but no more detergent for tomorrow. And I went, oh, I did order. Let me go check. And I looked, and somehow it was on back order, and I didn't get the message. And so, no, there was no detergent. And he went, yeah. Okay, how are we going to be able to run this in the morning? I guess I'll go to the grocery store. Well, let me just tell you something. I got a text from my sister-in-law just a short time later, and she said, hey, I have a question. By any chance, would you guys be interested in 2 sewing machines? Okay, y'all, nobody's ever even offered me 1 sewing machine in my entire life, but 2 sewing machines? I immediately started texting her, and I said, are you kidding me? You have no idea this conversation we just had and prayed about in our living room. You're actually fulfilling a miracle, a prayer request from 2 of our children that we prayed about as a family earlier today. Yes, we are absolutely interested. And she said, okay, do you think David could drive on over and pick it up? I've got a few other things for you too. So my husband drives out there, gets the sewing machines and a whole bunch of other goodies in there. He comes home smiling really big. And I go, what is it, honey? He opens the bag. not one, not two, but 3 bottles of dish detergent. And the first big one, it was actually the brand that we had ordered, but it wasn't available. 3 bottles of dish detergent when we were on our last bit, the 2 sewing machines. And you know what? There's one more thing in there I've just got to share. Nobody knows this, but one of the dreams that David had said as a family was, we've made these like little claymation creatures with the kids. And he said, how cool would it be for us to tell some little stories with the claymation and maybe kind of film it for the kids, maybe Jesus stories or stories we make up. And I said, that's a great idea. That was one of the things David mentioned in that family time. He pulls out this box. I've never seen anything like this. Maybe some of you have, but it is make your own claymation with kids at home kit. Are you kidding? Like how we start screaming and celebrating with the girls. How could this happen? I said, because girls, the Lord, he knows our needs. And obviously, he even cares about the small stuff. So she went away and did according to the word of Elijah, and she and he and her household ate for many days. The bin of flour was not used up, nor did the jar of oil run dry, according to the word of the Lord, which he spoke by Elijah. 1 Kings 17:15 and 16.